Quick mic check, you can hear me? Yes, perfect. Good morning. Thank you so much. I think that was the perfect way to put it. Let's bring the human element into this. I'm Rohit. I head the academic business for Talisma along with marketing. And obviously everybody's talking about AI. We've had 3 wonderful presentations before. Extremely tough act to follow. Namayatri, E-Plane and Pulse Energy. But one thing that is common across all of this is you need talent, you need the right people, you need people who come out of college and just hit the ground running, right? And as Talisma, what can we do about this? And you'll see that I've started about AI, but AI is not a band-aid, it's not a quick fix, it has to be used as a precision tool, and that's what we intend to do. Just a quick introduction about Talisma. We've been in business for about 25 years, and AI has enabled us to make changes that we've been dreaming of for a very long time, and that is hyper-personalization, right? Everything is about how do you create a personalized experience for your customer, how do you create a personalized learning pathway for a student, right? But it's always been something that's personalized to a certain extent, yes, but not every student in a university having a pathway. Every one of your customers, when they call for support, they get a customized, personalized response that goes beyond hello, Mr. or Miss so-and-so. Right, and we're using AI to do it. We work with about 200 companies globally. Our customers or our clients have about 1 billion customers that have been served using our platforms and our technologies. And we've been in education in different capacities, but as Talisma now for about a year, but our experience spans over 20 years. So I want to talk about how we can bring the right change in the way that the students that are coming out from universities and colleges and align it to what you want as industries. Right? Sorry, I was pressing the. We've spent time, right? We've spent time. We've iterated. We've understood, how to use this in the right way. We've brought in experts from industry, from academics, which is why we're here. We want to hear from all of you. You're the experts who will consume the output of our efforts. So we want to hear from you about what you think. But we spent a lot of time running validation groups and understanding how this works. And what we've come basically up with is that what you really want is an outcome-based approach, right? You don't want somebody who says, I know MATLAB, or I know programming, or I know how to design a component for a plane, or I know how to do materials engineering with composites. You want somebody who comes in and says, you want a light plane so you can extend your range? Sure, I know the problem, let's work on it to figure it out. You need to have students, give them the ability to figure out that I'm learning skills. I'm not doing courses in college, I'm learning skills. The test is not to test what I know or don't know, it's about testing my competency level in that skill. But equally important is how do you understand where to apply those skills, right? If I know, something that's phenomenal, but I don't realize that this is the area where I apply it, then what good is that? So we've, and we have a vast portfolio, and I'm not going to talk about that, but I'm going to talk about one piece of it, which is our professional clubs. All of you have been to universities, you have your clubs, an incubation center, as that incubated Professor Satya's brainchild, is a club in certain form, but in a more organized manner. And we want to bring this element here because if you look on the right, what your industry or what you're demanding is the ability to know things, how to apply it. You want a holistic candidate, they must be a team player, they must know how to do conflict resolution, do critical thinking. But our education sector is saying, here are your subjects, here's the test, here's the exam, write it. If you get good marks, you pass, you go for campus placement or you apply for a job elsewhere, right? The second biggest problem is for our students, and we really, we work closely with Atal incubation cells because one of the biggest challenges today for students is how do I go out and talk to people in the industry? How do I meet, the titans of industry who are doing things that are different? How do I understand from them what has been their thought process? We all see the success or the output of it, but we very rarely get to see the steps that built up to it, which is more informative, which is more insightful. Hopefully we can learn from others' mistakes. It's easy to say, very tough to do. So we're looking at solving these problems, right? This is what a professional club is intended to do. Now, there are multiple ways in which that we can use this. We use a lot of AI in order to curate the job market, understand what skills are being demanded. You could have a job posting, for composite materials. You could have a job posting for, the protocol that Pulse is, devising. You want those skills, and you put that in your job description. We have about 3.5-4 crore job database only for freshers. and we've mapped out what are the skills that are required, what are the underlying degrees that are required. And then we're able to go back and match that and say, this are the skills that you're learning in college, in your course. These are the skills that the market is demanding. What's the delta? Let us help you not only understand how to fill it, but also understand how you can apply it. What is the industry view on it, right? Equally, this is for job seekers, but what about the job creators, right? Understanding what the market is doing with insights from all of you here. Think of the power that it would have to a student who has an idea sitting in second year or third year of college, a BSc degree, BCom degree, an engineering degree, and saying, I have this great idea. How do I know whether it's valid or not? If somebody came from this community here and said, this is how you think about fleshing out your idea, this is how you validate it, this is how you take the next step to bring it to something that actually is relevant to the market today, that market insight becomes critical, the input from experts become critical, right? And then of course, it's very straightforward from there to use AI. AI has caused a lot of problems for us, but it's also the magic bullet that solves a lot of those problems. To create, very customized profiles, students can go in and look at what industries are there, what are the various verticals, what do they offer, what are the job roles within it. Who would have thought that an AI ML engineer could potentially get a job as a radiologist? And this is what the job market says, that they want radiologists who are able to use AI and ML tools to quickly understand and analyze things that otherwise may not be visible. That's how you do early detection. You look at patterns. You're not just looking for, something that is explicitly there in your imaging. Now, what we're doing with these clubs is we're helping them learn topics, which is, straightforward. But more importantly, how do you apply that in the real world, right? How do you help a student stand out? That's equally important. A very simple thing, how do you get a student to be confident when they're talking to somebody senior in an interview? How do you not just, get them to just stay quiet because they don't want to, say something that they think is incorrect? How do you give them that confidence? So we've curated a whole bunch of clubs, and we'd love to have, some of you come in and be a part of it. These are the clubs that you're already working with our customers across the country, working with Nitte, working with Rohit, Muthoot Business School. And as we move forward, we'll keep building it. And the last thing that I want to leave you with is that this goes beyond a typical course, right? We are aligning this to the market. We are helping them focus on real world challenges. We're working with them to help them understand the value of collaboration, the value of teamwork, right? None of these startups would be possible if there wasn't a way to do, conflict resolution, managing stress, working with a team. And most importantly, we'd love for, people that we have in our teams to take the initiative, look at the big picture and move forward. And we'd love for all of you to come in as industry experts, come and help us, come to colleges, talk, to students for an hour, remotely, in person, depending on the city that you're in. We are here around. We'd love to talk to you and see how we can leverage your expertise. And, the output is something that will eventually benefit you, because these are the graduates that you will hire in 1, 2, 5, 10 years. Thank you so much. We are around, so if there are any questions, we'd love to hear you.